December 14th, the day everything either sticks or falls apart. Stop what you are doing for a moment and give me your full attention. What I'm about to explain is not motivational language, and it is not symbolic. This information determines whether the inner shift you've been feeling actually becomes your new reality, or quietly fades, leaving you right where you started, wondering why real change never lasts. There is a specific day that almost no one talks about. While most spiritual conversations focus on portals, manifestations, and energetic highs, something far more decisive is happening underneath the surface. Something that decides whether progress stabilizes or reverses. And unless you understand this process, everything you think you've gained can unravel without warning. This is not philosophy. This is not belief. This is the underlying mechanism that explains why the overwhelming majority of people who experience breakthroughs fall back into old identities shortly after. It explains why awakenings feel powerful in the moment, but temporary in practice. And it explains why a small minority permanently change, while most do not. If you are hearing this now, it is not accidental. Something in you already knows this matters. You are standing at a threshold where your next move either solidifies your evolution or quietly cancels it. That decision point arrives on December 14th. To understand why this day matters, you need to understand how transformation actually works beneath the surface. When a real internal shift happens, when perception widens, identity loosens, and consciousness expands, your entire system reorganizes, neurology changes, emotional patterns destabilize, the nervous system recalibrates. Even the body responds at a cellular level. This is not abstract. This is measurable, biological energetic change. In physics, this is called a phase transition. A system reaches a critical threshold and shifts into a new state. But what most people don't realize is that phase transitions are unstable at first. There is a window where the system has not yet fully settled. Your consciousness operates the same way. After a major shift, there is a short integration period, roughly 72 hours, where your new state is not yet secured. During this time, your system must decide whether to stabilize at the higher level or revert to what it knows. Think of water at the exact point it begins to boil. At that temperature, it is neither fully liquid nor fully steam. It cannot stay suspended there. It must either cool and return to liquid, or complete the transition and become vapor. Your identity works the same way during change. December 14th marks the end of that integration window. On this day, your system will either complete the transition and lock in your new identity, or collapse back to the previous baseline. And here is the part most people never see coming. Your biology is not neutral about this decision. Your survival wiring prefers what is familiar, not because it is better, but because it is known. Familiar equals safe to the primitive brain. So, when the integration window begins to close, your system initiates an automatic response designed to pull you back. I call this the collapse protocol. The collapse protocol is not punishment. It is not the universe testing you. It is not a sign that you did something wrong. It is a built-in mechanism that activates whenever identity change threatens the nervous system's sense of stability. It works on multiple levels at once: physical, mental, emotional, behavioral, and circumstantial. And it is extremely effective when you are unaware of it. The only factor that determines whether it succeeds is awareness. If you don't know this process exists, you will mistake it for exhaustion, realism, temptation, or bad luck, and you will unconsciously comply with it. If you recognize it, you can move through it and permanently integrate your transformation. Let me walk you through exactly how it unfolds. The first phase begins almost immediately after waking on December 14th. You may notice a subtle heaviness, a draining sensation. The elevated clarity you've been riding suddenly feels less accessible. Not dramatically, just enough to make you question whether the momentum is sustainable. This is not true depletion. It is engineered fatigue. Your system creates the sensation of low energy to convince you to power down voluntarily. It tells you that you've been doing too much, that the higher state is not maintainable, that you need to rest and return to something more manageable. This is a misdirection. Higher states generate energy. They do not consume it. The fatigue you feel is not the result of overextension. It is the first attempt to shut the new frequency down. The response is not rest. The response is activation. You move your body. You breathe deliberately. You engage practices that elevate rather than conserve. Movement stimulates the nervous system. Breath restores coherence between body and awareness. Passive withdrawal strengthens the collapse. Conscious engagement interrupts it. As the morning progresses, the second phase emerges. This is where doubt becomes loud and convincing. Thoughts arise that sound reasonable. You begin questioning whether anything truly changed. You wonder if you were simply caught up in emotion. You hear internal arguments about being more realistic, more grounded, less idealistic. These thoughts feel mature, responsible, rational. They are none of those things. They are survival strategies. Authentic insight expands you, even when it is challenging. These thoughts contract you, they drain energy. They create resignation rather than clarity. That contraction is how you know they are not truth. You do not fight these thoughts. You do not debate them. You recognize them. You observe them as the old identity attempting to regain control. You acknowledge their presence without allowing them to dictate your choices. Awareness neutralizes their authority. As the day continues, the third phase activates. And this is where most people lose ground. Old patterns return with force. Behaviors you thought you had outgrown suddenly feel magnetic. Distractions, numbing habits, familiar escapes, relationship dynamics that once defined you. These urges feel strong because they are deeply wired. They are neural highways built through repetition. When the system wants to revert, it reaches for the most familiar routes. Here is the critical point. There is no neutral choice on this day. Every decision either reinforces the new wiring or reactivates the old one. Each conscious interruption weakens the previous pathway and strengthens the new identity. December 14th is when this rewiring either completes or aborts. The moment an urge appears, you pause, you breathe, you create space. Then you ask one question. Does this choice belong to who I was or who I am becoming? That pause creates a gap. In that gap, the new self has room to act. Without it, the old pattern runs automatically. When you choose differently, even once, you are not resisting temptation. You are building infrastructure. Identity is constructed through repeated decisions, and on this day, those decisions carry amplified weight. By evening, the final phase arrives. External reality begins to push back. Things go wrong, plans shift, people trigger old wounds, money concerns surface, communication breaks down. It feels as though life itself is challenging your transformation. This is not opposition. This is verification. Reality is testing whether your new identity holds under pressure. A transformation that only survives in ideal conditions is not integrated. Stability is proven through response, not comfort. If you claim peace, can you remain centered during inconvenience? If you claim abundance, can you stay grounded when resources are challenged? If you claim empowerment, Can you respond rather than react? This is not about controlling outcomes. It is about maintaining frequency regardless of circumstances. When you meet these moments from awareness instead of reflex, something shifts. The pressure eases. The resistance dissolves. The system recognizes that the new identity is stable, and when that happens, the collapse protocol disengages. Late in the evening, you may feel it, a settling, a quiet certainty, not excitement, not effort, just a grounded knowing that something has finalized. This is integration. Neural pathways stabilize. The new frequency anchors. The shift stops requiring maintenance. You are no longer trying to be different. You simply are. To ensure this process completes, the day must be approached deliberately. Before rising, anchor yourself physically. Feel your heartbeat. Declare the day consciously. Commit to awareness. Begin with at least 30 minutes of connection, movement, breath, stillness, reflection. This sets the baseline that carries you through the day. Every choice becomes intentional, every response deliberate. You do not sleepwalk through December 14th. In the evening, you close the window intentionally. Create a simple ritual. Mark the completion. Acknowledge what you navigated. Name the identity you have secured. Then you rest. December 15th does not feel dramatic. It feels unstable. The world appears the same. But you are not. People respond differently. Challenges feel manageable. Old triggers lose their charge. There is less effort, less inner friction. This is the difference between having experiences and becoming someone new. Most people seek transformation repeatedly because they never integrate it. They collect moments, but never cross the threshold. You are being shown how not to repeat that cycle. And understand this: when one person stabilizes a higher level of consciousness, it does not only affect them, it strengthens the collective field. Your integration creates permission and possibility for others. This is why you are here now. December 14th is not a threat. It is a proving ground, an initiation, a moment where potential becomes permanent through awareness. The collapse protocol will activate. That is inevitable. What is not inevitable is surrendering to it. Throughout the day, return to one question. What would the version of me who successfully completed this day choose right now? That future self already exists. When you act from that perspective, you collapse the distance between who you are and who you are becoming. Transformation is not about adding anything. It is about removing what no longer belongs. December 14th is the day that removal completes. So be present, be conscious, meet each moment deliberately. This is not just another day. It is the day that decides whether your evolution becomes embodied reality or remains a temporary experience. Show up awake, choose accordingly. Your future is shaped here.